Hey everybody, I just wanted to do something different today, something a little different. Just go over some rare tapes. And today I think I'm going to go with 17 of the most rare low budget horror tapes I own. 17 is a random number, but that's just what I came up with just looking through some. So I just picked up 17 random ones. And these are all clamshells. I'm going to limit it to clamshell releases. And like I said, they're all low budget. And I'm also going to limit them to American-made films as well, because I have a lot of pretty rare tapes that are foreign or um, like European-made films or Australian-made films. But I'm going to save this for another day. So we're just going to go over 17 of the most rare low-budget films from the U.S. And we'll start off with one of everyone's favorite, Sledgehammer. It's a classic shot on video. I'm sure most people can agree it's not a very good movie, but it's a pretty cool tape. A lot of people like to have this in their collection. A lot of people have it in their collection. It is a nice tape. It's kind of a fanboy favorite. This is the early 80s, I believe 83. Correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the earlier shot on video films is put on VHS. This one's from World Video Pictures Incorporated. Pretty nice tape. Sledgehammer. Next one's going to be another very rare one, Night Ripper. And this is the tape from International Video Presentations. They put out a few tapes, or maybe 3 or 4. This is probably one of the most rare ones, if not the most rare one that they did put out. This is, I believe, from 1986. From Jeff Hathcock. He actually did, I believe it was Victims, another low-budget film, and Streets of Death, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I believe he did those 3 films and then kind of disappeared. But this is one of my favorites of his. Pretty hard one to find. Night Ripper. Next is going to be Horror Tale 666. This one's kind of like a compilation, or almost like an anthology, I guess, of different shot on video, low budget stuff from the 90s, late 90s. I think this tape's from 2000 or 2001, maybe 99. I can't remember, but it's around 2000. You don't see this one pop up very often either. There's that goofy, awkward looking artwork. Horror Tale 666. Next is going to be Psycho Scarecrow. Good Crop, Bad Attitude. And this is an earlier release from Salt City Home Video. And I've seen, this one's from the late 90s. I think the movie's from 96, 97. I have seen this pop up as a slipcase version, I believe. But I've honestly never seen another clamshell release. And I was told, I believe, by one of the guys who used to run Salt City Home Video that this is one of their most rare releases, and it might have been actually the first release of the film that they did. So it's like the original VHS. So Psycho Scarecrow, that one's a fun one. Next going to be Space Psychos from Carl Suknick. Crazy Carl Suknick. I shouldn't say that. He's probably a pretty nice guy, but he makes some crazy shit, I'll put it that way. This one, I've never seen another copy of this. I'm sure there are some, but I believe I think it was re-released by Sub Rosa a few years ago, but I've never seen another clamshell like this one before. It's from 2000, and yeah, if you know, you know. If you've ever seen his films, you know what I'm talking about. They're pretty weird. This one's really interesting. It's Day of the Reaper, and I think it's a 1984 release. From Tim Ritter, his very first film. And this one, I don't believe is on shot on video. I think it was 8mm or Super 8. I can't remember, but I had actually contacted Tim. I found this online about 10-15 years ago and contacted him after I'd bought it. And he said that this is one of the original releases or covers and tapes that he had put out himself after he made the film in like 84, 85. He maybe been 83, I don't know. But anyways, he went around the United States, like the eastern United States, southern United States, and dropped copies of this off at rental stores. And this is one of the ones that he did. Now, this clamshell isn't the original clamshell, but the cover, it slides down in, because when I bought it, it didn't have a back. And he said that that was normal. Apparently, all he made up was the cover art and then the tape. And he just distributed it like that. I guess they put it in some sort of clamshell whenever he took it to the rental store. Let me see if I can open this up real quick to show you guys. It's right there. It was at Blockbuster. I mean, can you believe that? That's pretty crazy. A film like this was at Blockbuster. But Day of the Reaper. It's an old tape. It's heavy. You always tell they're older if they're heavy. But yeah, there's Day of the Reaper, original, the very first release of it. Next is going to be Day of the Axe 3, Bloodletting, from Fourth Floor Pictures, Tunnel Vision Entertainment. This is extremely rare. I found this a few years ago, and the director actually, he lives not too far from where I live. And this is a late 90s movie that he had made, and it's shot on video. He made it with friends. I actually contacted him about this tape, and he was surprised, actually a little bit mad that I had a copy, because apparently he hated the film so much that after he released this, I guess he only sold like a handful of copies, or gave a handful of copies out to friends and crew members. And then he told me he burnt all the copies. He literally threw all of them in a fire and burned them up because he hated the movie so much. But hey, I'm glad I found a copy. I'm glad to have it in my collection, because it's I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how good it is, but hey, it's a really cool tape, and it could be one of a kind. I don't know. He said they're all gone. So next one is going to be Blood of the Werewolf. This is a shot on video, and I believe it's from the UK. Yeah, I believe it's from the UK. It's autographed. I forgot it was autographed, and it's a limited quantity, but release. But not very many of these were made as well as you can see. I think I can't see how many's there. It's 12 or something. But it was 12. It's 2002. I don't know if they made 2002, maybe. But anyways, you don't see this pop up too often. I've seen another European release of this. It's not as nice of a cover, I don't think. But here in the U.S., this is a pretty nice one. So if this was made in the UK, I'm sorry, I was thinking this is U.S. But hey, it's a nice tape anyways. It's pretty rare. Next is going to be The Hackers. This one you don't see very often either. Camelot Studios. It's kind of like a backwoods farmhouse kind of slasher. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it was pretty good. I think I enjoyed it last time I saw it. It's a nice clamshell. There was a re-release of this at some point, I think, but I believe this is the original. They're both rare, though. Next one, made by the same guys, Black River Monster. This one's funny. It's basically like obviously, if you look at that, it's a Bigfoot ripoff of some sort. It's really goofy. Very rare. I'd say even more rare than The Hackers. But from Camelot Studios as well. Pretty cool. Next is going to be Blood Red Planet. One of my favorite. I love Poloni Brothers. I mean, if you've watched their films, you know what I'm talking about. They're good, cheesy, campy stuff. And most of the older films are my favorite. I can't speak too much for a lot of the newer stuff. I haven't watched them ever since the one brother died a few years back. I guess that's been probably 15 years almost. But stuff kind of went downhill a little bit. I mean, Mark Poloni is the lone brother is living now. He still puts out some stuff. I've seen a couple newer things, and they're not bad. But I think they did a lot better, as a duo making films. But this is one from 2000. Set on a spaceship. It's kind of like an Alien type of film ripoff. But yeah, I've seen the slipcase version of this, but never any other clamshells. So I believe this is just an alternate release from them when they put it out. Next is going to be the Lunch Meat VHS. Now, I don't have the American release. This is American-made film, and it's not. I don't think it's shown on video. I think it's maybe 16 millimeter or something, but it's close enough. This is the Japanese release, as you can see. You can tell. I don't think there ever was a American clamshell release. This is why I included it, because it's low budget and it's clamshell. This one doesn't pop up very often either. You see a lot more of the American slipcases and stuff, and I think there's a big box. You don't see this one very often, but glad to have this in my collection as well. It's a little bit faded on the front, but hey, it's still a nice tape. Another one I'm going to add here, it's US. I've never seen another copy of Meat Market. And this is one from Sub Rosa Studios, probably one of their earlier releases. And it's from the early 2000s. It's your kind of typical zombie film. And it's actually pretty good. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember liking it many years back, I think, when I watched this. I've had this tape probably for 20 years. A friend gave it to me many years ago. So, Meat Market, pretty cool one. Next one is one of the more recent ones I found. I found it at a flea market. Dracula versus Frankenstein. And it looks like it's a cartoon, but it's not. And it's actually like a remake of the old film. It's shot on video. And it was actually shot on video not too far from where I live. And I live in PA. This is Maryland, someplace in Maryland. And I actually contacted the director, one of the filmmakers of this, and he's another one who couldn't believe I had found a copy. He said there were only, I can't remember, just a couple dozen or a few dozen of these tapes made back in the early 2000s or late 90s. And you can see it has early kind of like artwork there, computer generated artwork. Really funny and goofy looking. But yeah, they're another very rare one. I've never seen another copy. And I don't even think, I think he told me he didn't even have a copy, so it's pretty rare. Another one that I know that there probably isn't another copy of. Now, this is extremely rare, obviously. It's a remake of Aliens, the movie Aliens, but made with toys. And let me see if I can open it up here. As you can see here, it was actually, I guess, Hollywood Express. And I had contacted a filmmaker of this about 10 years back or so, and he just was so excited that I had a copy and surprised as well, because apparently this is the only copy ever made. They had maybe DVDs or something. I think you can actually find this on YouTube and watch it. So if you want to check it out, just look up the Aliens remake with toys or something. But yeah, this one's funny. I mean, they literally did almost scene by scene with toys and did voiceover and music and stuff, and it's pretty good. But a little story about this one. He told me that I guess back when they made this in the late 90s, he took it to a local access channel or a local news station, and they played this on local access TV. And this copy apparently is the copy he gave that TV station. And somebody there, I mean, they'd never picked it up or something. Somebody there had basically, you know, took it to a rental store, and it was on a rental shelf for a while. And here I found it many years ago. So he was very surprised I had it. Actually wanted to get it from me, and I said, I'm sorry, I want to keep it. But yeah, that one's a nice one. Last one I'm going to do is one of my favorite. I found this one maybe 10-15 years ago. Treasure of the Ninja. Now, if you know anything about this film, Massacre Video actually put out a re-release of this on DVD as well as tape a few years back. This one is the original tape. And I had talked to the director of this when I got it many years ago. He was yet another one surprised I had a copy, and he had told me there were only, I think, 25 or 30 of these tapes made back in 1987. And this is a homemade ninja film. I think it was filmed around New York City, I believe, or Chicago. All right, sorry folks, my phone cut off on me there and stopped recording for some stupid reason, but go figure on the last tape I have. But anyway, I'm gonna do this real quick here. Yeah, this is from 1987. The director said that 25 to 30 copies were made back then and distributed around the U.S. personally by him. It's part of it's shot on video, most of it's film, but he actually told me he did some scenes in video because he, I guess, needed to do some extra stuff, and he just used a video camera, and so it's kind of shot on video, I guess, or part of it is. But a very fun ninja film. There's some zombie kind of ninjas in it, and some really cool fight scenes. The dude who actually did this is very talented in martial arts. Kind of like a Bruce Lee type. Very cool. But a fun film. Like I said, Massacre Video put this out a few years back, so if you ever want to check it out, I'm sure you can find a DVD or the video or the VHS they did. Anyways, Treasure of the Ninja. Very fortunate to have this one. Very cool film. But anyways, thanks for watching. That's my 17 rare shot on video, low budget clamshells for today. All right, catch you later.